Welcome to another basketball affair for these JV Gold basketball Scotties. You're about to watch them take on Wylie. Starters for today are Charlie Lozelle, Ryder White, Davis Lee, Dylan Walker, and Todd McPherson. All these guys had pretty much dominant games, with, I believe, every single one except Todd scoring in the double figures. And even then, Todd still had 9. But mainly his focus was to facilitate. This Wylie team, I tell you, they're tall, they're athletic. In warm-ups, I remember like 5 of them all in a line just started dunking. Dunk after dunk after dunk. These kids have hops, they're athletic, they're tall. I mean, the only thing that we can do right is just perform with our fundamentals and do whatever we need to do to win this game. Charlie Lozelle wins the tip. Ryder White gets the tip in contact. Todd McPherson takes the ball. Getting in a trap there. Swings it to Davis Lee in the corner. Gives it up to Charlie Lozelle. Back to Lee. Ryder White in the corner to McPherson. Dylan Walker off the pick. Ryder White in the corner. Air ball. Not a good look there for Ryder White. Luckily, Dylan Walker gets the rebound, and Todd McPherson draws the foul. White to inbound. Finds Todd. McPherson. Charlie Lozelle into Davis Lee. Ooh, tries to draw a foul, and he does not get it. Lee is hurting. He is getting up very slow. He is going to limp back to get on defense. That is a tough play there for Davis Lee. Put his heart out for that foul and did not get it. Wylie coach calling a play. Highland Park Scots using that infamous trap zone that they play. Ryder White gets up there to try to intercept that pass, but he does not get it. And double dribble on Wylie, number 11. Walker to inbound. Looks like they're trying to play full court press to try to tire our Highland Park Scots out. Todd McPherson with a football pass to Davis Lee. Davis Lee could not get a handle on that, and it is still 0-0. It looks like this game is going to be a test of strength, conditioning, fundamentals most importantly, and whether or not you can make less mistakes. Nearly got a steal there for Davis White. Walker putting his hands up. Charlie Lozelle gets a convincing rebound, but it slips out. McPherson grabs it in transition. He drives, slings it over to Lee in the corner. Lee, bang, bang. Davis Lee had a efficient three-point shooting day on Saturday, dropping a solid 19, I believe. Dylan Walker trying to get his hands in on there, but does not get a touch. Davis Lee working around the full court press. Swings it over to McPherson. McPherson backing man down, trying to drive. Gives it up to White. Lozelle, White. White pump fakes, slings it into Lozelle. Lozelle on the board, he got 2. Lozelle trying to get his hand on the ball, does not manage. Wylie East shoots, does not manage to get that in, but off the rebound, it's true. McPherson working around the full court press once again, trying to tire our Highland Park Scots out. Lozelle on the wing, driving, finding White on the kick out. Does not get it to fall. And they have a 3-on-3 transition, trying to Euro step, but he gets fouled, and he is going to the line for an extra point. Todd McPherson trying to draw a charge there, does not manage, and he is going to get a little extra fries on the side of that 2-piece burger. It's up and in. Todd McPherson over to Ryder White. White to Davis Lee on a fast break, sort of. Davis Lee Euro steps. Fancy move at the rim. Oh my God, Davis Lee. I didn't know you had that in your bag. Good golly. Todd McPherson got a hand on that ball. Manages to not go in. Charlie Lozelle trying to defend his ball. That is his rebound. White drives, kicks it out to Lee in the corner. Lee is automatic from three. He bangs it in again. Man is slinging it from three. He is a scorer. Nothing but. Driving on the baseline. And Ryder White gets the charge. Good on Ryder. Ryder is showing a lot more of a defensive side that we have not seen before. He had a great showing against John Paul II Cardinals. Their second Cardinals. And I expect big things from him this season, taking a tremendous jump from that freshman to sophomore year. Lee fumbles the ball, trying to get a tip there. Ryder White is. It's going to be a tip. And Ryder White is going to get that tip, and it's going to be Wylie ball. Ryder White getting his hand on the ball there. Getting in on him. Charlie Lozelle gets it over his head and blocks the shot. He is playing like an animal out there. Rebound for Charlie Lozelle. Look at the man on the board. Walker from three. Bang! Dylan Walker. From deep. He went all the way from downtown, from midtown. Goodness. Wylie trying to call a play, trying to get around some tremendous defense from your Highland Park Scots. Getting around the pick and roll. McPherson on the wing. White getting his hands up. Forces to pass out to the top of the key. Shoots. Bang. That lead is trimmed down to just three. McPherson behind the back, crosses up. Gets a pick. Lee to Lozelle to Lee. Lee drives, and that's a foul. And Lee, the notorious knockdown shooter, is going to go to the line for two. And Wells Milton checks in for Todd McPherson. Dylan Walker falls. Milton gets it into Charlie Lozelle, though. Everything's fine. Lee in the corner. I mean, dude, the guy is automatic. I'm telling y'all. The man does not miss from corner to three. It's like that one episode of Family Guy where Peter Griffin finds a glitch and only shoots corner threes. That's literally what Davis Lee is. I swear, the man is knocked down. Charlie Lozelle on the block. Falls. Ryder White gets himself a block up to Davis Lee. Davis Lee is going to get himself a layup at the other end. And I'm telling y'all, like, the kid already has, like, I'm not sure on this, but I believe Davis Lee has 13 in the first quarter alone. That's literally unheard of. He's on track to put a 40 bomb on Wylie. Davis, happy shuffle game. Put on the team. Coach Bean making conversation with his team, teaching him what to do in the situation. Hatch getting a sub for Dylan Walker. Trying to get more of a taller lineup in. Fancy layup at the finish, and he's going to get that to go. Milton, the primary ball handler right now. Working around some tight defense. Tries to get it into Lozelle. Lozelle barely saves it, but it's a Wylie East steal. White nearly getting his hands on that. Responsive defense from Davis Lee. Gets a switch for Charlie Lozelle off the pick and roll. Lozelle gets his hands on it. Ryder White in transition. Tall glass of water for Ryder White as he gets a fancy lip at the finish. And Flynn Hatch gets a steal at the other end. He's going to get a quick layup on that. It's Ryder's first 2 of the game. Ryder White working around a pick and roll. Wylie trying to find a hole in this defense. Tough defense from Charlie Lozelle, and Ryder White gets his hands in on that, but it's going to be a foul. Two subs for Wylie. Tell you what, on paper, this Wylie team looks pretty darn solid, as their height says it all, but I mean, when it comes down to fundamentals, I mean, who's going to win? This team has been playing together for a very long time, from AAU, building connections there, to in school, as they let up a 3. Ryder White trying to get around this trap defense, and it's going to be a foul. White trying to get it into Lee. He gets to go off a cute little spin move, or a fake spin, half spin. Davis Lee trying to get fancy with his handles. Gets it to Flynn. Ryder White, top of the key. Bang, bang, Ryder. Ryder struggled from 3 last year. It's really happy to see that he's definitely improved his shot. Hatch getting the perimeter D going. I tell you what, this trap defense that we've managed with this 1-3, this 3-2 right now it's impenetrable, I'm telling y'all. And Hatch is going to foul as he's going to the rack. He's going up for 2. Now we used to run a 1-3-1 defense when Preston Taylor and Ryan Phillips were the main bigs on the team. Preston got that move up to varsity and is currently playing football, so you may not see him for a little bit. And Ryan Phillips is on the team, but cannot comment on where he is. Ooh, bad pass there from Wylie off some great defense off Flynn Hatch. He forces the turnover. Lozelle slings it into Wells Milton, and he nearly gets that half-court shot to go. Your Highland Park Scotties are up 10, 25-15. I'm expecting to see a lot more of a role from Dylan Walker and Ryder White. Both of them showed out yesterday. Or not yesterday. Saturday. Charlie Lozelle is going to be a force on the boards. He's already got a block. He's got a handful of rebounds. And I tell you, those rebounds, they are convincing to say the least. He's controlling the rock and controlling the paint, to say the least. Sort of in the same way, I guess, DeMarcus Cousins would. Not saying he is DeMarcus Cousins, but in the manner of what he would be doing in the NBA when he was in his prime. No more of Charlie Lozelle. Bartu Seville subs in, with Milton, Hatch, and White being the only remaining players from that first quarter ending. Milton trying to get around that full court defense, but Bartu Seville fumbles off of the pass, and they are fighting for this ball. This is going to be a scrappy game from the looks of it. And they're going to get a bucket off of a cute little behind the back from Wylie. Davis Lee dribbling in between the legs, gives it up to White. White hesitates, drives toward the wing. Milton drives, slings it out to Seville. Seville to Lee. Lee drives, spin pass. Oh my God, Davis Lee. Okay, didn't know you could do that. Seville misses the corner three. I'm seeing a lot of good things here from Davis Lee, a lot of flashy play. Good for a broadcaster like myself to comment on. Milton gets a hand up, does not get it to fall. White grabs the rebound. He's going to push the tempo, and he swings it over to Milton in the corner. Milton does not get the three to fall. Lee tries to save it, but it is in no good effort. And that is Dylan Walker checking in for Davis Lee. Milton guarding off the top. Seville guarding on the baseline, and that's two for Wylie. Ryder White crossing in and out. Ooh, tough play there by Ryder White, trying to get it over to Dylan Walker. It fumbles, the ball fumbles, and it's going to be Wylie ball. Ryder White checks in for Todd McPherson, or the inverse of that. Todd McPherson checks in for Ryder White. Flynn Hatch, tough defense in the paint, but it's going to be a and one. That was a dog fight for that ball in the paint, and pending a free throw, this Wylie team has cut a lead down to just 4. Highland Park may need to step it up if they want to extend their lead. Charlie Lozelle gets another rebound. McPherson trying to call a play. Walker tries to get a pick. McPherson fumbles and tries to get it in to Hatch, but it is out, and that's Wylie ball. Lozelle, tough defense in the paint. No good. Todd McPherson with an acrobatic rebound. Seville in the corner. Over to Lozelle. Back to McPherson. Walker on the wing. Is not good. And that's going to be out on Wylie. Scots retain possession. Bartu Seville on the wing. Fun fact, Bartu actually moved here to Highland Park in the 7th grade from Spain. Spent a couple summers there. Not a couple summers, but a couple years. Charlie Lozelle on the block. Disrupts the shot and gets that rebound. And Todd McPherson is going to slow that tempo, trying to regain the energy of these Highland Park Scots. Dylan Walker trying to get a pick. Back to Walker, Seville. Walker on the wing. Just not good, and it's going to go out of bounds. Clock stops, and it's going to be Wylie ball. Bartu is going out for Davis Lee. Davis Lee getting responsive on defense. Charlie Lozelle gets himself a block, and Hatch touches that ball, gets it out. Calls for the ball in the corner, but does not get it to fall. He was begging for that one. McPherson into Hatch. Hatch back to McPherson, over to Lee, or Walker. And Lee in the corner. Does not fall, or does not go in. Hatch gets it over to Lee way on the other side of the court. Walker is wide open in the corner. Davis takes it in, gets 2. Walker guarding the 3. Does not fall. McPherson with the rebound. McPherson is actually getting a surprising amount of rebounds for a point guard. That's something I did not expect from McPherson this season, at least. Davis Lee on the left side. Pick from Lozelle. Over to McPherson. McPherson to the 3, and that does not fall. Walker gets the rebound. Over to McPherson. McPherson wants to pop that, but does not. Trying to get some offense. Slows it up. Wylie is there for a response. McPherson nearly shot that 3. Over to Lee. Does not fall. Walker almost had that ball there. Ball is fumbled because of Charlie Lozelle, and Davis is fouled nearly immediately. And both teams are dangerously close to entering the bonus, both at 5 fouls. McPherson driving into Hatch, over to Walker on the baseline. Walker gets fouled hard and actually fouls on Walker. And the Scots have fouled themselves into the bonus. Hatch almost wanted that ball, but he decided to stay off of that. McPherson on the baseline, playing great defense. Davis Lee does not give up the bucket. Hatch gets a rebound, swings it over to McPherson. Lee is in transition. He is going to give it, he's going to give this man some dribble moves, testing his perimeter defense. McPherson's going to give it over to Hatch. Hatch is going to hesitate inside, and that's going to be a travel on Hatch. Ryder White checks in for Flynn Hatch. And you've got your starting lineup back in the game to end this second quarter. Walker on the baseline. Great defense. Lee with the rebound. Crosses over. Slings it to McPherson. Walker in the corner. Does not fall. Walker trying to get that ball there. Fails. McPherson on the wing. Charlie Lozelle in the paint once again. Lozelle disrupts that shot. And that's another rebound for Lozelle and another possession for your Highland Park Scots. Davis Lee going to cross in. No look pass to Ryder off the wing. Slings it into Lee. Lee on the top of the key. Bang. Walker blocks the shot, but it's going to be a foul. That was a nice effort from Walker and Lozelle. Lozelle got a little piece of it there with Walker coming in to get the, I guess, official block, but, you know, it's not a block. It's foul. First one's up and out. Back of the rim. Second one's out. In the same place. McPherson grabs the rebound. McPherson on the wing. Davis Lee shoots. Does not fall, or does fall. McPherson hesitates for a Ryder. Hop step, Ryder White off the wing. Bang, bang. Ryder White gets a steal, pushing the tempo over to Walker. Walker, and that's going to be and one for Dylan Walker. Pending this free throw, he's got 5. Lizelle tries to grab the rebound, goes out of his hands. 15 seconds left on the clock. Wylie's gonna have to push it if they want to get a bucket. Ooh, Ryder White getting fancy with it. Dylan Walker gets a nice pass to Davis Lee. Davis Lee slows it up, speeds it up, does not get that basket to fall. 1 second on the clock. He is going to shoot, and it's no good at the halftime. Sorry, I sounded a little bit like John F. Kennedy there at the end. Highland Park Scots have a 14-point lead going into the second half. And I will see you in just a minute as Coach Bean takes his Scotties into the locker room. See you in a few. Welcome back, Highland Park Scotties. You've still hung on to your 14-point lead going out of the half. And you are going to potentially continue that, depending on the play of our guards and our forwards. Off the rip, Wylie gets a 3 in the corner. Yeah. Lozelle tries to get it into Walker, but McPherson helps out and gets a tray in the corner. Now Todd is, I'd say me, ooh, that was a tough rebound or attempt for the ball. Davis is one thing I've noticed out of Lee is that he fights for every single possession and every single ball. He will do the most to maximize a possession, doing spin passes as we force a stop on the defensive end. And he will really give up his body for the team, as seen in the first quarter, as he misses a 3. McPherson, White on the wing, gets it to fall. But yeah, he will, I can tell he has the passion for basketball that so little teens at our age possess. And he is going to have a nice future with the Highland Park Scots. Ryder White grabs the rebound, and it's going to be on Wylie. He's going to inbound. Now, communication is really key in basketball. You need to know what the other team is thinking along with what you're thinking, most importantly. And this team, due to the amount that they've played together in AAU, elementary school, in school, middle school, high school, all of those, they've developed a chemistry and they know what each other's strengths are. And they can do pretty good evaluations on each other, depending on whether they need some scoring, or whether they need a 3, whether they need a 2, whether they need some defense. And Ryder White nails another tray. Ryder White starting to catch fire. Highland Park Scots up 20. But, yeah, I've had the opportunity to talk with some of the players our age, or at least my age, I should be saying. I'm guessing not all of my viewers are 15, but Ryder White, Todd McPherson, Dylan Walker, Wells, Milton, Barchesville, and Flynn Hatch, all sophomores, as Ryder White misses a 3 in the corner. They're all in tune with each other. They all know their needs, and they all know each other's weaknesses and strengths. They play off of each weakness and strength, which is great to see out of a team this young. Wylie will go to the line for 2. First one's up, and it's good. Flynn Hatch is going to check in for your Highland Park Scotties, subbing out for Todd McPherson, trying to go with a bigger lineup with Lozelle at the 5, Hatch at the 4, Walker at the 3, Ryder at the 1, and Davis at the 2. Scott's trying to find an open shot. Gets one with Hatch, but Hatch tries to swing it out to Walker, and Walker's shot falls. Ryder White trying to get that ball. He fails, but gets back on defense, and that is a wide open 3 for Wylie. Sorry, I'm kind of having a laugh because that ball went straight off of Lozelle's head with a great contest from Dylan Walker, causing the ball to go out of bounds. Pure air ball shot there. That was pretty funny, though, you got to admit. A little bit of slapstick comedy there. Walker trying to beat the full court press there. Moving it around. Crosses up. Spins. And Lizelle gets a bucket. I'm telling y'all, he's legit. We haven't seen much of him from the offensive end, but he's definitely made his presence known on the defensive end and on the boards as he's racking up blocks and rebounds. Lee slings it across court to Flynn Hatch, who gives it up for Ryder White. That looks like it was intended for Dylan Walker, but Dylan Walker gets an assist from Charlie Lizelle. And Dylan Walker's got 7 so far. Highland Park Scots have a lead of 20. Not the same showing that they had against the Cardinals on Saturday, but still a pretty much dominating one. The game was pretty tight in that first quarter, but out of this beginning of the second half, they have really hit their stride, making solid defensive stops, stopping easy buckets. And Wylie's kind of been overwhelmed by this. They're making key mistakes, maybe due to a lack of chemistry, a lack of fundamentals. Who am I to judge, though? But Wylie is going to try to storm back, and with 3 minutes left in the third quarter as a foul is called, and that's Highland Park's second of this second half. Highland Park known for their defense across the district, but little expected their offensive presence, especially on the perimeter, as Highland Park lets up 2. And looks like this Wylie team is trying to tire our boys out using a trap defense or a full court press, but it is going to result in a missed shot, but a steal from Hatch. Great motor there from Hatch. He's got a level of passion for that ball. Lee just is going to say screw it and takes a long 3. It goes off the front iron. But yes, this Highland Park Scots team is known for their aggressive defense, using traps, responsive, great perimeter defense from bigs. And this is an example that we are still using today, a system that is known as the 1-3-1, previously mentioned in this broadcast by myself. Last year, it was primarily used as a system designed for bigs to intimidate smaller point guards, inhibiting their vision, as Lizelle gets a cute turnaround. But this defense is primarily designed to maximize the height of bigger players like Flynn Hatch and Charlie Lizelle. Ball goes off the back of the rim. Davis Lee loses the ball, and he is going to go for a dunk. And it's going to be a timeout. Highland Park. Coach Bean is complaining to the ref, and he wants a foul. Felt that was a little disrespectful on Wylie's part. I mean, you are down 18. You don't need to dunk the ball. You don't need to celebrate after the play. If you want to, be my guest, but that just shows signs of disrespect on my part. Seville checking into the game for Dylan Walker, trying to get more defense, as Seville is definitely more of a defensive player. I've had the opportunity to play against him, and even in 7th grade, the man was absolutely, positively one of the best defenders I have ever played against. I'm not saying that I'm a great player or anything, but because I'm not. But he's a great defender. Seville swings it over to White, who gets a jump pass, another jump pass from Hatch, and some great play there from Hatch. Charlie Lozelle got that bucket. Ryder White advancing the ball, gets it over to Lozelle. Lozelle behind the back, goes in, swings to Seville, and 3 attempt by Ryder is good. White has, by my calculations, 16 so far. And Milton is going to check in. Lozelle tries to wrap around that ball, but he fails. Wells Milton is going to check in for Davis Lee. Looks like Coach Bean is trying to give his starters a rest. Wells swings it back over to Ryder White. Ryder White advances the ball over to Lozelle, and Lozelle gets a foul at the rim. I thought that shot was going to be blocked like a chase down block from LeBron, but ended up in a foul. First one's up, and it's out. Second one is up and in. Hatch gets a steal on the defensive end. Ryder White advances the ball using his speed. Euro step. Underhand layup at the other end. Ryder, I believe, not saying he is, but by my estimations, he's got 18. Looks like Milton is going to foul. And Walker is going to check back in. First one's up and in for Wylie. As this third quarter is winding down, Lozelle is going to sub out for Walker, with Flynn Hatch, I should say, taking more of a 5 position role. Second one is good. Milton swings it in there to Seville, but the ball is stolen. And the ball is out. Fun fact, Flynn Hatch is actually a twin. He's got a sister, Kate Hatch. And another fun fact, Dylan Walker's father actually played basketball at the collegiate level. I believe, not sure on this, he played for Harvard men's team, as Ryder White chucks a 3, and it's in right before the end of the half, or end of the quarter. Ryder is stroking it right now, stroking his shot, with both White and Davis combining for a massive amount of points right now. I'll give you that total just in a bit. By my best estimations, I'm not saying this is correct, Ryder has 22 right now, and Davis Gibson has 18, which would result in a combined total of 40 points, which actually is more than the amount of points that Wylie has scored this game. I guess this year is going to be more focused on guard play rather than big play, as Preston Taylor and Ryan Phillips took big roles making buckets at the other end. Both these guys were both pretty big. Lineup going into the fourth quarter is Ryder White, Wells Milton, Bartu Seville, Flynn Hatch, and Dylan Walker, all sophomore lineup, with Todd McPherson, Davis Lee, and Charlie Lozelle on the bench to start this fourth quarter. Wylie was trying to get in Wells Milton's head by playing some tight defense. They're still going to do that. And does nothing. Wells Milton's going to spearhead this possession. Seville is going to take the shot, and it's off the front iron. Trying to advance the ball too quick. Wylie slows it down. Hatch tries to get his hand on that, but that's going to be a foul. 4 fouls for Highland Park so far. Getting a little bit more disciplined on the fouling end compared to last game. Layup is out, and you got to get an air ball for that second attempt. Milton putting on some fancy moves there. Walker working it around over to White, and White's going to get it back to Walker. Another drive, and looks like Walker wanted to foul, but he did not get it. Ooh, great defensive effort there from Wells Milton. He's one of the smaller people on the team, but he kind of got up there to interrupt that pass. And Lozelle checks in for Hatch. And Lozelle is going to continue a pretty solid defensive night with a pair of blocks. And I'm guessing, not counting rebounds today, but I'm guessing more than 10. 6 minutes left in this game. Not 6 minutes. Probably should round up to 7. White working it around that defenseman, and it's going to be a foul. And it's going to be Highland Park ball. White to inbound. Setting up a play for Milton. Milton off the top. Swings it into Walker, who swings it into Seville. And it's going to be a foul at the rim. Seville's going to go to the line for 2. First one's up and in. Bartu Seville grabs his first points of the game. Going for a second free throw. And that second one is in. Bartu Seville has 2. Walker gives it up to Milton, trying to get out of this trap here. Milton swings it over to Seville, showing a bit of that baseball arm, but it's going to go off the tips of his fingers. Walker is going to foul. and they're going to go to the line for 2, try to close this deficit up before the end of the game. Make it look a little bit better on paper. That second free throw is on the way. It's good. White is going to be counted with a charge. You know, I've noticed a lot of favoritism on charge calls for Wylie this game, and I noticed that a lot last year and Saturday too. A little bit concerning on how the refs are officiating. I'm not saying they're being influenced in any way, but saying a lot of charge calls are going towards the opposing team's way. 3 from the big man does not fall. Walker is trying to fight for that ball, and it's going to be a foul on Wylie, 14. And they are going to go to the line, I believe. His free throw is up and good. Pending a second one, it is going to be a 64-41 Scott W. Looking like it. Pending a miraculous 25-point comeback from Wylie. Wylie tries to get a fancy 3 at the other end, but some solid perimeter defense from Davis Lee is going to cause that to be an air ball. I'm seeing a lot of inefficient shooting here from Wylie. Maybe a cause of their demise. Ryder White really showing out this season. He's got some great point totals just on these 2 games that we've played that are going to count for your regular season record. Ryder's 3 is good again. I mean, the man has 25 so far. Telling y'all, he's definitely made that step up from last season. And I'm really good to see that because I'm a big fan of Ryder. Ryder's game has always interested me. And him and Davis Lee in the backcourt, it's going to be a deadly duo once Thomas Jackman and Charlie Loiselle get in the front court. Walker trying to get that rebound. It's going to be out on Wylie. Lee being the primary ball handler on this possession. Trying to work around that. And he is going to be fouled. Todd McPherson checking in the game. You've got your starting lineup back in for Highland Park. Wylie is going to try to find some late game buckets, but they're going to go to the line for 2. You got a 29-point lead for your Highland Park Scots. First one's up and out. Scots are going to try to get a 30-point lead here soon. Both teams at 8 fouls. In your fourth quarter, the fourth quarter. Ryder White shoves it to Walker, and it's not going to go in. Great effort there from Lozelle trying to get that ball back in. Another thing I've noticed out of this 2020 JV Gold Scots team is that they are going to fight for the ball in every single possession, whether it be defensive or offensive. They want to maximize chances to get a bucket, as Charlie Lozelle is going to foul and going to get in one. Looks like Coach Bean is going to take his little victory speech with 4 minutes left in the game. Wylie is going to go to the line for one free throw. It's going to be up and off the back of the rim. White slowing up the tempo. McPherson, Lozelle, McPherson, White. Getting a little fancy there, Ryder. I see you. McPherson kicks it out to Walker. Walker along the baseline. Swings it over to Lee. Ryder White in the corner. No good. Lozelle with the rebound. He's up and in. Pretty much an oblivious travel there from Wylie. Not called. See, Charlie Lozelle, that is a great example of how a center should play in the paint, playing to every angle, playing to every tip of the ball. First one's up and out. Flynn Hatch is subbing in for Charlie Lozelle. Only one upperclassman left in the game, Davis Lee. Hatch trying to get around the defense. Hatch in the corner. Nails the three. He's got 5. Ooh, Walker. That was a great steal there by Dylan Walker. He's going to go up, and that layup is in. Ooh, tough set of situations there for Highland Park. White fell on the floor. Ooh, Davis Lee almost got a block there. Foul on Lee. Looks like Wiley's coach trying to make his case to the referee. A little bit too late, though. Milton and Seville going to sub in the game. Free throws up and out. Milton driving, kicks it out to Seville in the corner. No good. Milton getting the rebound. Over to Hatch, and that pass is going to be, in football terms, incomplete. Out of bounds. Seville is going to play some great perimeter D for Highland Park, causing a missed shot. Highland Park is just going to try to milk out the clock by just passing it around along their guards. Lee's going to spin, but the ball is going to be fumbled and charge. Foul's going to be on Lee. 10 fouls here for Highland Park. That's a total you usually do not see for Highland Park Scotties. In the corner. 3 is missed. Ryder White's going to pull down that rebound. He's going to slow it up, speed it up again. Layup is missed. Ryder has a knack for being able to change the tempo of the game. He controls the pace with how he dribbles. Sort of, I guess, like a Tyler Hero manner. Seeing a lot of similarities there. White is just going to rip it, and that's going to be an air ball. With 55 left in the game, I can confidently say your Highland Park Scotties are going to come away with the win. Walker's going to check in for, oh, never mind. Walker almost checked in there. Next dead ball, I guess, is going to sub in. Hatch is going to get a hand on the ball. It's going to be a foul. And they're going to go to the line. Lizelle is going to join Walker in substitution. First one's up and good. Hatch out. And Ryder White out. Walker going to throw it over to Lee. Lee's going to go behind the back. No look pass to Lizelle. Highland Park is just going to pass it around, pending a shot from anyone. McPherson is going to, on the sidelines, motion for a travel call. Coach Bean looked over and laughed. 15 left in this game. I am going to see you all again Friday as your Highland Park Scotties are going to take on Louisville and their JV squad. 5 seconds left. Bartu Seville going to dribble this clock out, and that is the game. Highland Park 77, Wylie 47. At the beginning of the game, it was incredibly tight, only a 10-point lead for Highland Park, something that we really usually don't see. And towards the start of the second half, they started pulling away, establishing a firm grip on that lead. Charlie Lozelle coming in with some key rebounds, but your guards, Davis Lee and Ryder White, played great, and my player of the game, hands down in my opinion, Ryder White. Ryder White really affecting how we run our offense, especially in transition. Great play from both of our guards. My name's Owen Marie. I'll see you on Friday.